In the last video, we talked about standard bolt grades, and today we're going to talk about metric bolt classes. I think the term class and grade could be interchanged. I'm not sure why when we talk metric we use the word class and standard we use the word grade. We're covering just the layman's common grades and classes here, and in metric, instead of those lines as markings, you have numbers as markings. 4.8, 8.8, 10.9 will be stamped right on the head of the bolt. The cost relationship is very similar, higher grade, higher cost, as is the strength relationship. Now 8.8 is most equal to grade 5 strength, and 10.9 is most equal to grade 8 strength. So with standard bolts, we know that the second number is the number of threads per inch. So 1/2 inch by 13 pops up there, 1/2 inch by 13 threads per inch. Metric is a little different. See how we got smaller numbers, 0.7, 0.8, 1.0. But what that means is the threads are going to be 0.7 millimeters apart, 0.8 millimeters apart, or 1 millimeter apart, as shown in the example coming up here. The peaks of the thread are laid along a centimeter ruler, and you can see that the peaks are all 1 millimeter apart. So I guess you may remember 3/8/16 is my favorite standard bolt because it measures in 16ths per inch just by counting threads. Well, metric 8 by 1.0 would be one of my favorite metric bolts because it gives me a great tool for measuring millimeters. Bins that we have in the shop, we use pink to designate metric hardware, and you can see there we have metric nuts in the blue bins, and we have metric washers there in the purple bins. The first number is still diameter, 3 millimeter, 8 millimeter diameter. And here you can see these machine screws have been called out completely. The second number again is distance between the peaks on the threads. And then the last number, I'm sure you can guess because it is same for standard, is the length of the piece of hardware itself. So this is, again, kind of layman's terminology and stuff, but this book I'm about to show you, you can see that how big that chapter is of fasteners and threading. And if you're going into the engineering world, this can get very in-depth. I'm going to call this a party trick, but I doubt it'll impress most people at the parties you go to, but it is kind of a fun way to quickly identify bolts. Is if you know these grade markings, you automatically know whether you have a metric or a standard bolt, unless it's like the bolt that has no markings. But otherwise, it's a great way to save some time. Well anyways, I see it's lunchtime, so until next time, see ya!